So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are live on social media platform. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube. Remember, search it, Real Talk with Saeed, TT Real Talk, and you would know when we go live. So if you're not in your house and you're on your job, Facebook, YouTube, and you're looking at us, viewers, you know, we have some viewers that don't like to miss our program. They always want to keep ahead with what is taking place in the country because they don't have time to look at the news. Nevertheless, we're on the social media platform. A scaled down version of the opening of the 2025-2026 lower term will be held on Tuesday, the 16th of September 2025. The Judiciary has announced changes to this year's commemoration event, citing uncertainties of current situation in the country. Instead of a traditional ceremony, the observance will take the form of a court sitting only, to be held at the Hall of Justice on Knox Street in Port of Spain. Chief Justice Ivor Archie is expected to deliver the future address at the sitting. So Trinidad and Tobago, take note of this. It's for everyone benefits who wants to attend. So, you know, we in Trinidad always like to bad talk other countries about their security and security and security. So listen to this. The Guyana Defense Force has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, a MOU, with the National Defense Ministry of the Republic of Colombia to enhance collaboration in aerial surveillance and boost regional security. In a statement, the Guyana Defense Force said that the agreement will seek to strengthen cooperations in monitoring and safeguarding airspace with a focus on countering illegal activities and improving situational awareness. So even the Guyanese, Trinidad and Tobago, is strengthening ties with their neighbors. And what are we doing in Trinidad? We want to kill Auntie Kamala for just working with the US to counter illegal activities in our borders. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. So while Guyana is strengthening their aerial view and surroundings, Trinidad here we battling. So those who are against Kamala for siding with the United States, are you all okay with the drugs and the illegal guns and the human trafficking that is taking place in Trinidad? Are you all okay with that? Come back to me. So this is what I want to ask you. Are you all okay with that? Are you all okay with bandits running into all your house? Are you okay with that? Your daughter being kidnapped and maybe shipped to another country for human trafficking? Are you okay with that? Because these days we have so many young girls going missing. We wonder what is really taking place in Trinidad. We wonder. But nevertheless, under the MOU, both countries will share expertise and build capacities to better detect and respond to threat. The agreement comes at a time when the United States has deployed military assets in the region for what it says is to stem the flow of drugs and guns. The citizens of Guyana understands this. The ministers in Guyana understands this. But we in Trinidad, the opposition, seems not to understand this. It is quite okay, I believe, from the opposition point of view, it is quite okay to do business with a sanctioned country. Hey, hear this now. Hear this now, Trinidad and Tobago. We have to say, thank God that Trinidad and Tobago ain't get a sanction for dealing with a sanctioned country, you know. Otherwise, it would have been chaos for us who hold visa in Trinidad to visit the United States. We gotta say, thank God, you know. All you don't know how lucky you all are, you know. Serious. While Guyana has supported the move, listen this, while Guyana has supported the move by the United States, Colombia has so far exercised some skepticism and has urged restraint. Chief of Defense Staff Brigadier Omar Khan described the partnership with Colombia as an important step in advancing Guyana defense agenda. Who we sign agreement with? We sign agreement with any country? We sign agreement with any country to help airspace and border protection? No, we're fighting now among ourselves. We're fighting among ourselves. It's stinking sad. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, nevertheless, when we come to the reality of how important securing our border is, then we will understand. Moving along. Ministry of Finance, David Jonathan Koo, the minister, has presented instruments of appointment to new members of the board of directors of the First Citizen Holding Limited earlier today, Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Tanku confirmation comes as the latest development in the outgoing issue regarding the board at the bank, starting with circumstances surrounding CEO Karen Dabesi departure from the company. On August 22nd, it was reported that a letter of resignation was submitted on August 20th. But on August 25th, another report said the letter to the minister indicated that her retirement date was in May next year. But she was prepared to demit office once the term of her contract of employment were honored. However, the report noted that she did not indicate her intention to resign. The report added that in response to Dabasi's letter, the Minister of Finance said it accepts her resignation. Penelope Beckles has since condemned what she described as a political interference in the affairs of one of the country's leading financial institution, drawing parallels to the abrupt departure of a former central bank governor, Dr. Alvin Hillary. She accused the current administration of repeating the same heavy-hand tactics. Listen to this.
What is becoming customary with this government is that every time there is an issue, you have 3 and 4 different versions of what exactly is transpiring. So that we have the board indicating that Mr. BC went on leave. We have in the public domain that Mr. BC was asked to resign. What we do know is that Mr. BC has gone on vacation. When you think of this situation, what do you think about? You think about the governor of the central bank. Same situation. You know, basically being told, resign or you're going to be fired. Now, fortunately for the bank at this point in time, they have resisted some political pressure.
You know what I don't understand? Every time a party change, people have to resign and go. That's a thing from way back when, but I'm not going to get in that. That's their business. But Trinidad and Tobago, every time a party comes into power, every 5 years, people either resign or go on pre-retirement. And that has been something from ever since I know myself. Ever since I know myself, those who understand how the political arena is run, this is something that has happened every 5 years. Or once government change, this happens. So I don't know what Penelope coming out to tell the public now. I have no idea what they're coming out to tell the public. Because when UNC lost election in 2010, 2015, across the countries, people were resigning from positions because the PNM came into power. New people came in. hand-picked people, hand-appointed people. So what Penny trying to tell me now is what? Something new? No, that is nothing new, Trinidad and Tobago. I here to tell you that have been happening for a very long time. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
When Rowley and Penny Beckers and all of them will stop running their mouth like a drain, look at the mess they had this country in, and where these people now come out like Zandoli and them, they come out from which part they come out from, Mr. Saieed? Oh my God! Everything the government do, them have something to say, all of them. And 9 years they stood down, they did not do one single thing for this country. Have a safe night, Mr. Saieed.
Thank you, my dear. So no, all I know who I'm not hearing from? The lady with the cinder. How's she name again? Ranuka. Is Ranuka she name? Sagram Singh. Trinidad and Tobago, I am not hearing from Ranuka Sagram Singh. Yang. Where is her today? Where is her? We are not hearing from her. We are not hearing from Hines. Where are these people? Where are they today? Is it that they are afraid to coming back into the arena to face the reality of the people bashing them now? Or are they to hide in? Are they even in Trinidad? You're talking yang on a stage. Did you help Trinidad and Tobago? Political power was appointed unto you. What did you do with it? What did you do with it? Well, it's sad, yes? But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago. Young's question NGC board members' role in SIS overpayment. Let me tell you something. We're going for a short commercial break, right? But when we come back, I want to ask Young certain questions. You will hear me after this break.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
You a curveball and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, it's Wednesday night, the 27th of August. And I told you on Monday night, on the 25th, that Real Talk Finance and have something for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, seeing that we are going into the 63rd independence in our country. So Real Talk Financing has came up with the offer. Now I want to tell a little this. It is only because we are going into the 63rd independence. Real Talk Financing have decided, the board of directors have decided to give the fixed deposit division of Real Talk Financing. We offer unto the people from tomorrow being the 28th of August until the 30th of September, 6% on our fixed deposit. 1 month and about a few days. Only because of the fact that the 1st of September, I believe, is a holiday. The 1st of September. The Monday, right? The 1st of September will be the 63rd year Trinidad and Tobago will be independent. So, Real Talk Financing, for the month of September, well, from the 28th of August to the 30th of September, we are giving you 6% on our fixed deposit with your interest up front. So viewers, remember I was saying to you all that Real Talk Financing is coming up with something when I told you at the 5%, make your investment on a 5%, because we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is giving you this. Let me tell you something, if you have a bank, neither a credit union could match us. And if you're looking for a loan, it's not a problem as long as you have some form of collateral, house, land, vehicles. You're getting cash borrow. You're getting cash borrow. Remember, we are growing. We are growing. We are stable. I want you all to keep in mind that the head of this finance company is Saieed, with 30 years experience in the financial industry. I want you all to understand that. So Real Talk Financing from the 20th of August until the 30th of September is giving you 6% on a fixed deposit with your interest up front. So those of you who want to make an investment, let me tell you something. It's time that your money work for you. You have already worked for your money. Now it's time that that same money you have worked for, we're going to inherit the benefit now of your money working for you. So remember that, viewers, from August 28th until September 30th, they're going to get 6% on fixed deposit only because we are going into the 63rd year of independence. Call your friends, call your family, make your investment now because you may not get 6% again. Remember that. Keep in mind that Saieed has 30 years experience in the financial industry. Hence the reason why we have Real Talk Credit Union, we have Real Talk Financing, Fixed Deposit, and Loan Department. Remember that Trinidad and Tobago. Who does it better? We at Real Talk. Caller, good night.
Mr. Saieed, great program as usual, man. It couldn't get better than this, man. 6%, and I want to tell you, you revolutionize finance in this country. You have all of them batting with a door.
I am doing that, yes.
You have all of them batting with a door. They are giving citizens 0% interest. Citizens of this country never forget that, you know. They were giving you 0%, 1%. Today all of them offering 3%, 3.5% and all kind of, but it can't get better than Real Talk. And citizens, we must never forget who is the person responsible for these banks.
True.
Backing with a door. Saieed Ali Real Talk by offering the citizen 5% and the interest up front. And I am telling you, a lot of my relatives benefited from that and traveled, went on vacation, which they could have probably never done.
See?
Because you give them a lump sum interest up front and they did it and they're getting more from you. So God bless you. Financially, you will succeed in this country when you do good things. Anyway, we almost had another road fatality just after past the Chase Village flyover, the walkover. There's a large pothole, not a hole in the road, a large pothole. And last night I was going to the airport, and I was in the center lane, and the car on the left lane dropped in that pothole, and that guy almost lose control. Luckily, he wasn't driving fast. I myself wasn't driving fast, and I had to come to a dead slow. And he was able to get a hold of himself because he pulled right and pull, and he almost ended up in the drain. So, Jolene John, you're the Minister of Works. There are some serious potholes on the southbound lane and the northbound lane from Freeport coming straight down to south. And I tell you, don't wait for somebody dying. And I believe these potholes are responsible for a lot of accidents and deaths on the highway that we had this month. You know, this was a blighted month for the the amount of road deaths we had. So, Jolene John, please pay some serious attention to this. And white line, you see that white line on the road? We have the absence of white lines on the road. So Jolene John, pay some attention to this. Mr. Saeed, you're doing such a great job to make things better in this country, man. God will richly bless you and your staff, and things will fix in this country. God bless you and your staff, Mr. Saeed.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, we going AI dress now, you know. We going AI dress now. I'm going to tell you something. Real Talk to step up its game, you know. Trust me. So we going now to former Energy Minister Stuart Young, who has called on the government to say whether a current board member of the National Gas Company was among those authorized millions of dollars in overpayment to Super Industrial Service Limited, SIS, which remain unrecovered. Young has also called on the government to state whether a decision has been handed down in the years-long court battle between NGC and SIS over the latest failure to deliver the Beetham wastewater recycling plant after being paid $121.7 million US. So Trinidad and Tobago, Young is asking the government, the present government. Young just came out of power. Young was the Minister of Energy for the PNM. Young was a Prime Minister for the PNM. But today, for a Prime Minister for 1 month and an Energy Minister for how long? How long, Stuarty? Tonight we're dealing with you. Tonight we're dealing with you. Stuart Young, after spending 9 years in the PNM administration, governing Trinidad and Tobago, today Stuart Young is asking the present government about an agreement while he was Minister of Energy. Stuart Young, let me tell you something. It's either you getting senile or the loss that you lost your position, it hitting you very hard. Because you want to be a clown. Telling you on national television. You have to be uneducated. You have to be a clown. You have to be somebody who getting senile. You have to be somebody who lost in track of your brain. After being the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries for Trinidad and Tobago for 5 years, you come now to ask the present government about that decision. So who was the Minister of Energy for the last 5 years gone by? Stuart, he said something. Boy, I come out for you tonight. You come now to ask the UNC decision after all this battle was going on while you were the minister in the Ministry of Energy and Energies. You come now to ask the UNC government about the wastewater recycling plan, who now come into power, Yes, between 2010 and 2015, the planning take place. Money have been paid to SIS from the UNC to the SIS. But you was in power for 5 years and you now come to ask that question. So I want to ask you, Stuart Young, why you didn't fix this problem when you became the Minister of Energies? Or was it Dragon Gas still the only thing you could have seen about? Explain to Trinidad and Tobago now. Never lie. You're going to take a back seat, Stuarty, and rock right back when I'm done with you tonight, you know. How it is that you are asking the present government now, when you were the minister for 5 years in energies, what did you do? What follow-up did your ministry do? How much money all collected, if all collected any? But you want to come and ask now about the $121.7 million US dollars? When you were the minister for 5 years? Stuarty, let me tell you something. You making yourself look so shameful in Trinidad and Tobago. It is a shame. It is you letting down the PNM administration in opposition. It's sad. It's such a sad thing. Young stated, there has been no response to date on the issue. What were you doing for 5 years when you were the Minister of Energies? Listen to this.
On August 16th of this year, a couple weeks ago, I called on the government and the current board of NGC to advise us, the population, as to whether NGC was successful in the arbitration. In fairness to the government and this new board of NGC, we allowed them the opportunity to respond, to provide the details to the population, to say whether NGC or SIS won this arbitration and what was the outcome. Of course, there's been crickets, radio silence, no response whatsoever.
Trinidad and Tobago, on the 16th of August, he took the decision to ask the UNC administration, before Stuart Young lost, or before the PNM lost, what was Stuart Young doing? Before he became the PNM Prime Minister for 1 month, what position was he? Stuart, let me tell you something. I say it plain as it is. You are a Chinese. What ministry was it? You are a Chinese in Trinidad and Tobago. And let me tell you something. Are you not letting them down? Are you not letting them down? Nice and easy, I am asking you. By coming and asking these questions now, what were you doing 5 years ago? Why didn't you ask NGC that when you was a minister? You wait, you're going to tell me, you wait till you reach on the opposite side of the bench now to ask NGC? Now, no, Stuarty. I yet to be corrected on being the Minister of Energies, I yet to be corrected on that. But nah, you cannot tell me after 5 years you was a minister in the PNM. The PNM governed Trinidad and Tobago for 9 years. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we staying on this. We're going to the break.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Real Talk viewers. So Stuart Young, call a good night.
A very, very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
So being a Stuart Young interested in what happened to millions of dollars, I would like to remind Stuart Young of something, and the nation as a whole. When Patrick Manning was the Prime Minister, he had engaged the services of a company called Bombardier, a French company. Bombardier do infrastructure for railways, trains, and build private jets. And we paid, the taxpayers paid Bombardier $500 million to do a feasibility study for the rapid rail project, which never happened.
Correct.
And it was going to cost the taxpayers $25 million US per mile. So I want to ask Mr. Stuart Young, if you have any idea, if we really pay Bombardier that $500 million, what become of that money, Stuart? All the best.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, Stuart Young wait until he reached on the opposite side to ask the question. Let me tell you something. In 2019, Trinidad and Tobago, Stuart Young was the Minister of Energy for 45 days. For 45 days. Hence the reason why I asked Stuart Young, you waited to reach on the opposite side now to ask about the SIS deal. You dealt with the energy business in Venezuela. You represent Trinidad and Tobago in Venezuela with Keith Rowley. But today, you wait till you reach opposition to ask about the wastewater recycling plant? No, Stuart Young. No, Stuart Young. You do not get to pull that card. I am telling you tonight, you ain't getting to pull that card. And I will put you in your place. Because when you were serving Trinidad and Tobago in the cabinet, in the parliament, where those questions was. Why didn't you deal with NGC? How long will I reign for? 9 years? Already for all year? 9 years? So after 9 years, you find it fit now because the UNC in power to ask a question? You ain't getting to pull that trump card. Take what I'm telling you tonight. You ain't getting to pull that. When I was cutting the deal, not the deal, my mistake. When I was doing dragon gas business, we paid $1 million US to Venezuela. For what? Headpin? Where is the headpin today? Where is, tell Trinidad and Tobago why they got $1 million US. You ain't gonna come out and answer that. You ain't gonna come out and answer that. Trinidad and Tobago, I have said, the opposition, which is the PNM president, they will ask UNC things. And I will be here to ask them why they didn't fix it when they were governing Trinidad and Tobago for 9 long years. 9 years, Trinidad and Tobago had to beg for road. Have to beg for proper water supply. Have to beg police to assist with crime. Have to beg school teachers to make sure that children don't get bullied in school. We begging and we begging and we begging. He claimed that the decision has been handed down on August 1st, 2025 in favor of NGC. Young went on to ask the government and the board of NGC whether it was found that SIS was properly terminated and whether it was found that there was overpayment to SIS for about US 49 million. Listen to this.
Today, I tell the population of Trinidad and Tobago, it is our understanding that the decision in the arbitration was handed down on or around the 1st of August. 3 weeks plus ago, and that NGC was successful. I'm asking the government today on your behalves and the board of NGC whether it was found that SIS was properly terminated and whether it was found that there was an overpayment to SIS of approximately $49 million, which is 343 million TT dollars. An overpayment found by the arbitrator, an overpayment to SIS of $343 million that must now be turned to the taxpayers and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
So now all of a sudden, is the taxpayers' money of Trinidad and Tobago. All of a sudden, it wasn't the taxpayers $1 million US that went to Maduro them. Shorty, I'm talking to you. Let me tell you something. When the UNC came into power, they found racketeering in CPEP, URP, and reforestation. And they started to notify Trinidad and Tobago on how the racketeering went. So why Stuart Young, when they went into power, now I want you to keep in mind, let me just say this. Young has also called on the government to state whether a decision has been handed down in the years-long court battle between NGC and SIS over latter failures. So Stuarty, he was in the cabinet. He was right next to Dr. Rowley, who don't like corruption. Corruption, who don't like it. The NGC had a matter going on with SIS. Why you didn't fix that problem while you were there? That is my thing. Why you didn't fix it when all was there? according to Shamfa. Nobody lives there. So why you, security, didn't fix that problem while you were there? You come to ask, you know? You come to ask, after 9 years, you come to ask? It's sad. Call her good night. Hello? Nevertheless, he also called for clarification of whether there is a current board member of NGC appointed by the UNC government who was part of the over-certifying of the payments to SIS. So, security, all right. Let me hold on the was appointed. Let me hold on the was appointed part, right? So, Stuart, if you know this individual who over-certified the payment while you was in power, why didn't you tell Trinidad and Tobago that? Why didn't you fix the problem? If you know this individual was certifying an overpayment, why you didn't fix it in the 9 long years that went by? Okay, so now UNC now, they appoint an individual who was over-certifying payments. Sure, we understand that now. But the thing is, Shorty, what I'm trying to find out is while you were there, why didn't you fix it? And this is the problem we have now. While Ola was in government for 9 long years, Ola didn't found it fit to fix problem. Now that Ola in the opposition, you all find it fit now to fix all the problem. All. And that's the sad thing about it. That's the sad thing about it. Because when Dr. Rowley said, we know of the government, you know what I mean? No handout for all you. Don't come and beg me for nothing. What was our job again? To provide. Did you all provide? How much people went home under the PNM administration? I'm not talking, Penelope talking about thousands of people went home under UNC. Why are they home? So why Penelope now don't tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago why CPEP workers went home? Why Penelope don't tell Trinidad and Tobago why reforestation workers went home? Why Penelope Beckers don't tell the citizens why there is no functional URP presently? Or the UNC sent home 10,000 and 20,000 and 30,000. Come out and tell Trinidad and Tobago why. It's that simple. It's that simple. Why are these people home? Because of what? You know, Allah will never use those words in Allah mouth. Allah can't use those words in Allah mouth. Such money. But now, viewers, listen to this video. 3.
It was shocking to me that there is a current board member. I'm asking the question, is there a current board member of the NGC appointed by the UNC government who was part of the over-certifying of payments to SIS for this Beetham wastewater plant? Is there a current board member of the NGC appointed by this UNC government who was a person certifying overpayments to SIS with respect to this Beetham wastewater plant that we now know was properly terminated, and an arbitrator has awarded that hundreds of millions of dollars are to be repaid to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago?
So you now find out that this individual have been appointed. You now find out that. So, Stuart, let me go back 5 months before when Ola was in power. 5 months we go on back. We are going back 9 years, you know. We go on 5 months backward. And you knew the individual. And you knew what he did. So why wait now? Why didn't fix it when you was in power? It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Is all I have to say. Young said he was proud to inform the population that once again it was the P&M administration that fought for its interests. You fought for what interest you fought for? 9 years you're in the cabinet. What you fought for? Tell Trinidad and Tobago what you fought for. You wait till you reach in opposition to come and inform Trinidad and Tobago 9 years up the road. Where you fight for, Stuarty? Tell Trinidad and Tobago where you fight for. You know what I'm fighting for? I'm fighting to hold you responsible for the lack of roads in Trinidad, for the lack of security in Trinidad. That's what I hold you responsible for. And I hold you responsible for no comment to inform Trinidad and Tobago about this. You had 9 years to do it. So, fighting for what? You know what would be nice, Stuarty? Since you're fighting, since you fought for the interest of Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to come and tell Trinidad and Tobago why 10,000 people went home, URP. I want you to come and tell Trinidad and Tobago, together with Beckles, why URP shut down? Why CPAP shut down? Why reforestation workers went home? Why? What is the purpose that the UNC sent them home? I'll come out and inform the public now, man. Trinidad and Tobago, as always said earlier, I am of no political party, but I will hold them, big men and them, responsible for being in leadership. Those big men and them. Hey. Stuarty, 45 days in 2019, Energy Minister. You wait till you reach in P&M opposition to come and ask questions. You're down in Venezuela doing gas deal for Trinidad. Dragon gas field. Non-disclosure like if rain falling. I remember when I take vaccine from China. Which man of yours? Was non-disclosure agreement from our side, you know. I swear rain fall with only non-disclosure agreement. I here to educate you. I here to remind all you. I not for no side, you know. I not for no side. You realize me to ask somebody to fund this program? I know like others, you know, begging. I don't beg, you know. We not on that. We not on that. God bless me. I am a Muslim. God bless me. I am a father. Blessed with 2 beautiful sons. One of my boys turned 18 on the 16th. He's a big man now. He's a big man now. He will be able to make his own decision with guidelines coming from his father, who is a prominent man in society. Hey, Trinidad and Tobago, we good enough. We forget quickly. We forget quickly. I see Kamala attend a sports event today, and I believe she fell down. And real people started to laugh. Real people started to laugh. But what about when what about when Stuart Young fall down? Do so I like so. To all those reporters and them who making mockery of it. When Stuarty fall down, I didn't make mockery. Do so I like so. Your own game just catch up to you. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago. So look at this interview. Yeah, the fall, yeah. So, So I believe Daisy fall with Kamala. I believe she had an interview after the incident. But nevertheless, she ran to me.
Well, you saw it clearly, so let's clear that up because there's an elephant in the room. And the floorboards in the seat were very uneven. And as I stepped, it lifted and I stepped. But God is great. I got up instantly and I'm fine.
So Trinidad and Tobago, anybody could fall. I mean, she's at age, she probably tripped on something and fall. You don't need to laugh at that, you don't need to make a mockery of that. Tomorrow you could fall on and break your foot and can't walk again. Stuart John coming down a step, the step slipped and he fall. You understand? Remember back in his day, some meeting I went to, he slipped and fall on a step. So you don't laugh at people for that. I see a lot of people making mockery on social media. But it is a shame, you know. So, you know, if I go to say some other should fall on or let's step and break all your foot and can't walk for laughing, first thing I'm going to say, Saieed, you're wrong. You shouldn't say that. You're on TV. Stop making a mockery. Anybody, look, when Stuart Young fall, flat down. Saieed didn't laugh. I could have. We could have had fun with it, but I didn't. I didn't. But nevertheless, we're moving along. Former Minister of Finance, Clong Burt, I'm going to love this one, you know, is claiming that the government has diverted more than $1.3 billion in loan originally earmarked for a key state agency to pay salaries and meet shortfall in expenditure. The former minister has also accused the government of financial mismanagement. All I hear who bringing up this? Imbert bringing up this. Claiming that the government is broke. Imbert said that he had access to a recent cabinet note. All I listen to Imbert.
Money. They have no money. The government is broke. And I'm going to read now from a cabinet minute, which is dated 7th of August 2025. And this cabinet minute was not given to me by somebody in the Ministry of Finance. It came from somewhere else. The heading is Approval for the Transfer of Funds Held in Escrow for 16 government guaranteed loans to the Treasury to assist government with funding for the remainder of the fiscal year 2025.
So I want to ask him, Boot, didn't you all run Trinidad and Tobago for 9 years? And Dr. Rowley always said, times are getting harder, tighten your belt. All you have no money. But you forgot. But you forgot. Right there, you throw Dr. Rowley under the bus. Right there. Just by saying that. Just by saying that, you throw Dr. Rowley under the bus, because Dr. Rowley used to come out and tell Trinidad and Tobago is that we know of the government, we have no money. Rowley, hey, Imbert, how could you do a thing like this to Dr. Rowley? And that was your buddy. That was your buddy. So you complaining now that the UNC administration saying that they broke. But for 9 years, all they come out on platforms and tell Trinidad and Tobago, we know of the government, we have no money. And I remember that? But costs are constantly being overrun. But all they have no money. All they can't fund this, you cut it. You can't fund that, you cut it. You can't fund that, you cut it. And at the end of it, before you all demit office, who get 40 plus increase? Who got that? Who approved that for all you? SRC? Why? If all of them had no money, how come the SRC approved that? The Salary Review Commission. All you had no money? But you just threw Dr. Rowley under the bus. Because Dr. Rowley telling Trinidad and Tobago for 9 years that we broke, we ain't had no money. We can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do the next. Trinidad and Tobago, don't forget, you know what? So now, you just hear that the UNC say they broke, and you make a big papi show out of it. A big papi show. But I want you to understand something, Clongenbert. 2024. Between March, April, May. When Grenada dropped their gas price, no, me a Motley government, Barbados, when me a Motley government decided to drop the gas price in their country, Guyana drop the gas price in their country, Trinidad and Tobago cabinet, PNM administration, what they was doing? Raising the gas price. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we are out of time for tonight, but tune in. Thursday night, we go have a blast. Until then, be safe.